Another big crowd here tonight at the stadium.
Welcome to the Carlin Lynch Activity Center.
We're ready to go here from the stadium.
That will go. Coach Lassie getting her team fired up.
What a game. Nothing fancy, just end the game.
Not returned, and the point goes to the Indians. It deflected in! Oh, what a save!
The Indians get the point. What a solid hit.
Goal!
Did she score?
Yes, she does!
They may not catch him. Puts the Indians on the board.
The Indians will win it.
The crowd is going crazy.
Wow! Dartmouth is going to the Final Four, baby! Hello again, everybody. I'm Evan Massoud. Welcome to Dartmouth Memorial Stadium. Game 2 of this week as Durfee and Dartmouth continue to clash out on the turf. It's field hockey today as the visiting Lady Hilltoppers at 3-1-0 come into town, square off against your Lady Indians at 3-0-0. We welcome everybody watching here in Dartmouth and also in Fall River as DCTV and Fred TV Sports team up once again to bring you high school sports coverage live. Lady Indians in the huddle. Lady Hilltoppers just took to the field, had a chance to speak with both head coaches, head coach Beth Arguin here from Dartmouth and head coach Nicole Henrik of Durfee, and both pleased with how their seasons have started, have found some things to work on as to be expected, after a couple of actual games. Scrimmages don't always really give a good indication. I mean, I always think of preseason as kind of an extended practice against a team, not so much really live game action. I mean, look at baseball, for example, right? Spring training in the professional level. We've seen teams almost nearly sweep their whole schedule, right? Just a couple losses, have a great March, and then they start the regular season, and goodness, they look awful. So you just never know in preseason. So now that a couple games are under their belt, again, 3 played for Dartmouth. They did have one game that had to be postponed. Durfee, this is game 5 for them, so essentially the quarter mark of the 2023 season. Couple little things to work on both sides, but for the most part, coaches pleased with how things have started. 3-0-0 and 3-1-0. Not too shabby whatsoever. For Durfee, let's take a look at the visiting Lady Hilltoppers starting lineup. We have number 2, Alina Emery, a freshman, one of 3 on this team. Number 4, Bruna Lobo. Number 5, Peyton Botello. Number 10, Casey Curran. And number 12, Emily Curran. Number 13, Avery Mata, followed by number 14, Elia Delisle. Number 16, Avery Lane. Number 19, Anthony Sweat. Number 21, Tony Freitas. And in goal, number 25, Nicholas Caron. For Dartmouth, their starters. The number 0, Grace Haskell. Number 1, Sydney Almeida. Number 3, Kaylin Zuber. Number 4, Samantha Souza. Number 5, Lily Mello. Number 7, Alexis Sylvain. Number 9, Kayla McGee. Number 10, Julia Karen. number 18, Callie Rose, number 20, Aubrey Carberry, and number 98 in goal, Abigail Zarev. And I know for me, this is my first look at Dartmouth field hockey this year. Actually, my first look at both sides, honestly. I haven't done a game in Fall River yet for Durfee either. But particularly for Dartmouth, I recognize almost every name on this sheet. Why? Well, that's because there are a bevy of seniors for Coach Beth Arguin. In fact, 14 by my count on this roster. That includes the team manager as well. So lots of seniors on this team, and so therefore lots of returning players for the Lady Indians. For Durfee, kind of a mixed bag. As I said, 3 starting freshmen on this team for Coach Henrik, but there are quite a few returners as well. Durfee did lose a few key players to graduation last year. They were, upper echelon players that now you're asking underclassmen to kind of take those roles. But at the same time, Coach said they've stepped up. So she's been very pleased with that, happy with the production. Durfee's one loss came against Somerset, and that rivalry, that's a non-conference rivalry, but neighboring communities, the players all know each other. That's been quite a rivalry for a long time as well. And, of course, this one, these 2 teams here always play each other very tough as well. This has been, with New Bedford and Brockton kind of taking a step back from where they once were. Those 3 teams in particular that we just talked about, Durfee here, Dartmouth, and Somerset has been good. Controversial at times, as, I'm sure everybody's read about, but nonetheless, very good teams, championship teams. The 3 teams there that I just mentioned have really, become some of the best in the area, and we've seen some pretty crazy games, between all of them. So, Brockton has continued to struggle with numbers and production, and New Bedford's gotten better, but they're still not quite to the level that they were at. To give you an idea, Brockton was postponed for Dartmouth. They were supposed to play them last week, but last Friday, which was Dartmouth's previous game against New Bedford, a 7-1 victory as well. Dartmouth's put up a lot of goals early here, outscoring opponents 13-1 on the young season. Durfee has played 1 conference game. They played Brockton last Friday and beat them 12-0. So again, and that's much like it was last year. I can recall, doing that particular matchup at Durfee, and it was an ugly game. I mean, good for Durfee, right? I mean, it's a win, but it's not a competitive game. It's a game that's just a blowout. It was never close. In those types of games, both coaches telling me today, that they're not, you like edge of the seat action. It's no fun for anybody when the score is getting out of hand. And so today, I don't expect that. I expect a very tight game. We saw some great soccer yesterday. Tough loss for Dartmouth, but nonetheless a really great soccer game between, 2 conference teams. And here we are today with field hockey. Dartmouth will have themselves a corner here in the early goings as Souza takes it to the goal line and will set it in play. Souza, Almeida, and Rose, the forwards for Coach Arguin, and that was passed on up ahead to Rose, who was standing there along the post but unable to reach out for it. Durfee did have a defender there, but the ball was coming in pretty hot. It was a good opportunity there for the Indians. For Durfee, one of the players not on this team anymore, having graduated. Shakira Cadet was a state champion for track and field. Tremendous athlete from Durfee. She graduated in the spring, and she was a goal scorer for the Hilltoppers last year. So that is one of those missing pieces. You know, Durfee, you haven't heard of team championships and whatnot, you know, in quite a few years here, but or championship runs even. But there's been a lot of individual accomplishments down in Fall River that I don't think quite get the recognition, honestly, that they should. And it seems like it's kind of like that across the board. You know, the individual stuff kind of gets overshadowed by some of the bigger team sports. And, you know, it's unfortunate because, you know, Durfee saw 2 state champions last year, which is, you know, pretty amazing. We saw one of them last afternoon. Rachel Silva, who's on the soccer team, she was a state champion for swim and dive. And then Shakira Cadet, like I said, who graduated last year, she also was a state championship on the individual level. I mean, that's amazing stuff. Just an absolutely spectacular day for high school sports. Thought yesterday was great. Today, even better. We started right at 4 o'clock. 73 degrees here in North Dartmouth. Not a cloud, barely a cloud in the sky. Just a couple little stragglers. And looks like we'll be good for any games happening tomorrow and even Friday. Friday a little cloudy, but still be decent weather. Be sunny. Will be warm. Not sunny, but warm at least. So that one goes out of play, and Durfee will have it. Rose down the side again, far side. Trying to turn it around. Tangled up there. Durfee able to clear it for the moment. Up the field, gathered there by Sylvain, one of the 3 defenders here for Dartmouth today. Durfee will have it. 10 minutes already gone here. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. I'll tell you, these games, especially after doing, you know, a football game and after doing, you know, soccer games and whatnot, field hockey just absolutely flies. I mean, to the point of really, I think basketball is probably the next fastest game at the high school level, or maybe just a little faster. But with field hockey being a running clock, I mean, you're basically at just over an hour when you factor in halftime. It is a quick-moving game. You never do a basketball game in 1 hour. There's too many stoppages. So this is, I would say, because of the running clock, probably the fastest game. You know, sometimes volleyball too. If it's a sweep and it's a blowout, we've seen plenty of those here with Coach Lassie's squad. You know, if it's a blowout and a sweep, sometimes you can get out of the Lynch Center there with you know, just about an hour for a game. But field hockey moves, that's for sure. All the way up the field there for the Hilltoppers. Kind of the first surge that they had in terms of an offensive push to get up this other side. Most of play has been on the north end of the field. And now going out of bounds along the side here as the Indians will move it up. Rose will hand it off there to her teammate there, Carberry. Quick whistle will resume. Cross country getting in their runs here today. I don't see any opposing players. I think it's just practice. Let's see. Oh, no, there's some red. So actually, I think that's Durfee too then. Didn't see the cross country schedule today. I didn't get to look at it, but. So they make a lap around this stadium. No, not Durfee today for cross country, or at least not according to Arbiter. Today is New Bedford for cross country here against Dartmouth. Final 90 seconds here of the first. Down the field, Almeida with a push down the side, now cuts back in. Going to the top of the arc, and Durfee kind of intercepts for a moment, but now Carberry with control, gets by one defender, pokes it through. And now Botello down there with her, sends it. Oh, it didn't go out of bounds. Wow, it took kind of a funny hop there. It stayed in. Now a whistle sounds due to the infraction for Aguilar. And that's the end of the first. A scoreless first 15 minutes here at the stadium. 0-0 the score, as the teams will huddle up here for a 5-minute break. And get some water, rehydrate, go over game plans with the coaches. And we'll be right back out for second quarter. Were you going to say that too? Welcome back, everybody, to Memorial Stadium. Evan Massoud with you. Live coverage here. You know, the teams take the time out, or we take the time out too, and the banter between broadcaster and the truck is just unrivaled. We have a good time, let me tell you. Teams back out there. Really not many chances either for both sides. The defense is quite good, keeping play in the middle of the field. I will say Dartmouth's offensively a little stronger than Durfee in those first 15 minutes. We saw more play on the north end than we did on the south end, so that's showing that Dartmouth's forwards and mids are controlling pace of play a little more than Durfee. Durfee having to be on the defensive a little bit more. So we'll see if that kind of has an effect on the team as on Durfee as this game goes on. When you're constantly having to be on the defensive, obviously you can get kind of worn out a little bit, quite frankly. It's no different than, say, any other team. Any other sport. You want to have kind of a balance here between offensive and defensive, and that is close, and it ends up going out of bounds just wide of the post. Durfee was guarding very well there, but still, bouncing ball in front is always a little bit of a hairy situation. That one was struck by Delisle, hit off of Souza, and Durfee will restart play once again. Knowing Dartmouth's offensive abilities, Coach Henrik told me before the game that, was looking at some of the tape and making a couple changes in terms of their look on the field. See what some of her players can do in different spots and how they can handle Dartmouth as that's sent down the field. Close to that was well inside the arc there. There was Zuber on your screen as this one rolls all the way back towards midfield. And a possession change here as the whistle sounds. Good, solid contact right there. Clubbing it all the way down the field was Haskell. And Durfee will reset here. It went untouched about 45 yards. Another good crowd here today. Actually, Durfee with quite a few fans down the left side. Even a little more than soccer yesterday. Dartmouth, of course, with a good home crowd. Dartmouth does more earlier games during the week than Durfee does, and they still get a really good crowd. I know for conference games back at Durfee, athletic director Brad Buston prefers the 6 o'clock games for those matchups just because a little easier for any of the working parents to get to the games, instead of having them at 4 o'clock. And those games usually very well attended as well. That did go out of bounds right along the lines here. All the way down the field we go, far side, before Durfee gets there. Dartmouth with an opportunity again, and a whistle sounds. Avery Smith recently into the game here. She sets it in play. And out of bounds it goes. In front, and the kick save from Karen. And now a corner for the Indians. Actually, I don't think that save counts. There was a whistle as that was coming through. Let's see. Yeah, good save. And then immediately after the whistle. So, corner for the Indians as they reset play here. Passing open. Shot taken. Bouncer goes wide right. Up the field, a chance for Durfee, breaking. Shot delayed. Hooking, and it's gonna go just wide to the left. I'll tell you, I love field hockey because there's no offsides, and it creates these breaks that are just wild. That was Avery Mata, one of the two starting freshmen on this team. Again, Sophie Dorigo is a backup goalie. She's the third, and now another opportunity here is Dartmouth all the way down the other end of the field. That's going to roll out as Almeida tried to hook it in. Shot taken, takes a high bounce, it actually goes over the net on the deflection. Whistle sounds as Dartmouth once again will get the corner. Hot shot, oh, and it literally slides up against the side of the goal. Doesn't get much closer than this, folks. Haskell with a bomb, and it was deflected. Look at that. Literally a game of inches in that respect. Crazy. Final 5 minutes here of the first half. Out of play. Let's see, I think it's going to be another corner for Dartmouth. No, I'm sorry. My bad there. But Dartmouth's continuing to keep the pressure on offensively. Now it'll be a corner as Durfee lines up in the goal with Nicholas Caron. Oh, that one got away from Zuber. Now she'll take the shot, deflected out of bounds, and we're going to do it again. Intended for Haskell, broken up. Now Haskell gets it down low, and the swing and a miss from Almeida. That was a good setup, though, for Dartmouth. I like it. That was kind of a different look. Another corner coming here. Haskell fires. And again, trying for the deflection there. Almeida was down low, but couldn't get it to go. So Durfee will start it up here. 2 minutes left in this second quarter before halftime. Good pass ahead there to Lobo, and now players go down. Take a look at that. Oh, entanglement here. Ended up being Durfee's possession as we've restarted. Went out of bounds now. Dartmouth will have it from the sideline. Zuber will set us in motion. Under a minute here. Durfee pushing up the field. Whistle sounds, Dartmouth ball. Broken up there by Emery. And a hot shot. Durfee ball, 15 seconds. Haskell will fire Final 5, right up the field, stopped, and that's the first half. Well, so far, Dartmouth is controlling the pace of play, but Durfee able to contain them defensively, keep this a scoreless game through one half. It's a 5-minute halftime. So we'll be back with just a short time with the third quarter. Stay with us. More live field hockey coming up.
The competition, the sacrifice, and team unity are the cornerstones of life for each and every one of us here.
Never in my wildest dreams. And when you're on chemo, you do have wild dreams. Did I ever think I would be inducted into this Hall of Fame?
My Dartmouth High School athletic days are some of my fondest memories.
I wish all of you in one day of your life could feel what this feels like. To do something you love for years and to be honored like this.
A Hall of Fame is something that is a great accolade. It's something that, we've all walked into that front area at Dartmouth High School and seen them pictures on the wall. It's such an honor to be able to have my face on there.
Dartmouth pride is more of, wearing green, wearing Dartmouth across your chest, being part of a team, being part of a family, and basically just the spirit of it, having the Dartmouth pride to get you through those 4 years.
So much more than just these stats and these wins and these titles. It's this passion, this contagious feeling of Dartmouth athletics and its legacy. It has so much heritage, and it's passed on year after year because of people who are here tonight, because of the coaches and all that they do.
Your team of state champions, the Dartmouth High School champions of Division III.
Wow. Oh, this team has been wonderful.
Touchdown, Jordan Todman from 60 yards out.
You're going to get knocked down, you're going to get hit, you're going to have a little pain, a little aggravation, and you got to understand that you've got to get back in the game. And I think that's life. We all get knocked down in life, and you got to get back and play the game of life and play it hard with a great deal of enthusiasm. And I think that's where I hope that they'd always do that.
Another big crowd here tonight at the stadium.
Welcome to the Carlin Lynch Activity Center.
We're ready to go here from the stadium.
That will go. Coach Lassie getting her team fired up.
What a game. Nothing fancy, just end the game.
Not returned, and the point goes to the Indians. It deflected in! Oh, what a save.
The Indians get the point.
What a solid hit.
Goal! Did she score? Yes, she does!
They may not catch him. Puts the Indians on the board.
The Indians will win it.
The crowd is going crazy.
Wow! Dartmouth is going to the Final Four game!
With Dartmouth pride, let us welcome to the field our Dartmouth football team!
We're back with you live from Memorial Stadium here on Slocum Road as the second half of this field hockey matchup conference play continues. Dartmouth and Durfee, scoreless after 30 minutes. Hilltoppers created a couple opportunities for themselves offensively, but Dartmouth has really controlled the pace. I said it before the halftime break. You know, most of the play was on Durfee's side of the field. The Indians just not able to punch one in. They had a couple really close calls, but for the most part, Durfee's been on the defensive. Got to find a way to kind of balance things out a little bit, or this second half could be rather taxing and tiring. The one good thing is that while they're all bunched up, you know, you're not necessarily going up and down the field. So, you know, in that respect, these full sprints for, 80, 90 yards, not going to wear you out as quickly because you're not doing it as often. So there are pluses and minuses, but after a while, kind of get stuck in the same spot on defense can be a little bit much at times. So see if Durfee and Dartmouth can make some adjustments here after, a longer meeting with their coaches for halftime here. That's going to go out of play. See if Dartmouth can exploit any weaknesses that Coach Arguin may have noticed during halftime, during the first half that maybe spoke about some possible opportunities that they can use, to better themselves and give them even a better shot at scoring for Durfee. I'd say, they got to find a way to try to pass the ball a little cleaner up the field and, again, spread out this field. There's been a lot of corners for Dartmouth and a lot of play on Durfee's end of the field. Hilltoppers pushing forward. Emery carrying that ball basically with a backhand. And it's going to be a corner for the Hilltoppers, it looks like. Let's see. No corner, but they'll have possession here. One such change here at halftime is that Zuber for the Indians, who was playing defense to start the game, she's moved up to midfield because you just saw her down the other end. She carried the ball all the way up into the arc. So a couple little shifts made by Coach Arguin. Carberry trying to get by and slowed up. The second opportunity gets it through the legs of Lane. Pass up ahead, Botello to Lobo. Lobo beat to the ball, though, by Karen, and out of bounds it goes. Emily Curran being told to adjust where the ball should be spotted, and she'll set it in play. Sending one across the front of the net. Dartmouth gets the whistle and the clearage. Karen unable to make the save, right through the legs on the bouncing ball, and the Indians take the lead here at 6:04 in the third. The Indians with themselves a lead here at home. Towards the sideline, and whistle sounds. Durfee will have it. The infraction there coming before it went out of bounds. Now back toward the arc. Out of bounds. Good pressure from the Indians defense. Nowhere for Curran to go. She'll get to inbound it. She lost it right up to midfield. Karen giving way to, yes, Haskell. She'll set the play here. Fires it, goes right back where it came from, and we'll do it again. Halfway through the third. Indians from the far side. Zuber sending it right up the middle. It's blocked. Stick comes loose. Durfee ball. Curran Gets it started now. Dartmouth takes it right back to midfield. That was Karen. Now to Rose. Poked away. Infraction coming in the circle. It'll be a corner for the Indians. Broken up, but stays in the circle now. Dartmouth with another opportunity, and they're going to wait on it. Another corner coming our way. Shot taken, it is blocked, but still down low, and now another whistle. Durfee will have it. Out of play. Smith with the inbound pass. Now Haskell. Haskell centers one. Loose in front. Durfee unable to clear it. Getting the aid of the whistle on the infraction. And a good send for Durfee all the way down the field it goes. Dartmouth will inbound, but kind of spreads things out a little bit for the moment. Curran takes it away. All the way down. Sending one across. It's broken up. Well defended there by Karen. Final 2 minutes of the third here as Dartmouth surges up the field again. Trying to keep it in. Rose does so. Great ball movement, a centering pass. In front, shot taken, and it's going to go right across the goal. Really good sequence right there for the Indians. Shot taken there by Souza. Karen watches that one go wide to the left. Final 5 seconds here. That'll actually finish up the third quarter. Dartmouth breaks the ice at 6 minutes and 4 seconds into the third. Take a 1-0 lead into the final quarter. This heavyweight matchup against Durfee. Indians trying to stay undefeated on the season. We'll see you on the other 90 seconds from now with the fourth quarter. Stay with us. Final 15 minutes from Memorial Stadium about to commence. Dartmouth will start us off here. And they hold that 1-0 lead and they'll look to protect it. Another dominating quarter for them there at that third quarter. Keeping Durfee's defense on its toes. Looking ahead here for both sides, Dartmouth will hit the road for their next two. Friday, they'll be at BR at 4 o'clock. And then on Monday, almost like a home game, they'll be just down the road at Stang for a 5:30 game before coming home a week from today, next Wednesday. And they'll see Dennis Yarmouth for the second time, a team they already beat once, 1-0 score. That's a 4 o'clock game next Wednesday right here. For Durfee, they will go to New Bedford as their conference play continues. They'll see the Whalers for the first time on Friday at 4 o'clock out in New Bedford. An interesting schedule for Durfee this year. Very grouped, I guess you could say. The Hilltoppers have not been home yet this season. And so this will wrap up on Friday a road trip to start 2023 before finally coming home. Their first two home games will be next Monday and next Wednesday. Apponequet on Monday at 5:15, and on Wednesday, Bridgewater Rainham coming to town, the Trojans, for a 5:15 game. Those of you watching in Fall River, Fred TV will have that one next Wednesday, a week from today. For us here on DCTV, no sports until next Friday, which is the 29th, but it'll be a doubleheader for you. Dartmouth against Apponequet in boys soccer, and then football immediately following. So should be a fun afternoon to cap off the last week of September. And then on the 30th, the U.S. Band Show from right here as well. Be coverage of that here on your local channel in Dartmouth, DCTV. The Durfee fans, Fred TV will have coverage tomorrow of boys soccer against New Bedford, and then girls volleyball on Friday also against New Bedford. So lots going on in both channels here, both communities. Great day for the Red Sox today. Had a 4-0 lead after an inning and a half, and decided they gave up 15 runs after that. Outscored 15-1 in the final 7 innings. That's great. That's fantastic. Far sideline, turned around. Hilltoppers down in the arc. Trying to center one, it's cleared out. Everybody bunched up there as Avery Smith clears it out here up the field. Let's see the backhanded swing. It looks like Zareev actually got a foot on it. Rolled all the way up the field. And it's a foot race. Durfee kind of gave up on it for a second there. And unable to clear it. Now it goes out of play. But a little sloppy there for Durfee. Shot taken. Kept in play. And now out of bounds on the sideline. Haskell. We know she can fire it. Looking for space, hooks it, and draws the whistle. Timeout called here with 8:15 to play in the game. As the teams will huddle up here. Coach Hendrick talking to her Lady Hilltoppers. Dartmouth has only allowed 1 goal all season here in their, I say all season, well, in 3 games plus this one. That alone shows you, number one, that the defense has been good, but number two, what we're seeing today is how good the forwards and the mids are to be able to control the game the way that they have. You know, big time kudos to Durfee because they've been on defense basically for 95% of this game. And to have only allowed 1 goal, which was kind of a tough goal to even allow in any case, it's just kind of a weird bouncer, not necessarily even a clean shot. This could very easily be a scoreless game right now. These two teams have battled today. Racing to the ball is Emery. And it's taken away from her by Karen. Mata slows it up, turns it around here. Backhand flip towards the middle of the field. Curran there. Carberry. Got by Curran. Now able to get the whistle in her favor against Lane. Shot taken. Oh, what a save. Open net, and it's going to go wide left. A great shot, a great save, and a great second chance effort as well. All around. Good stretch there by Zarif on the save. Ball came high up in the air, eye level. Now Haskell weaving her way around traffic, trying to get free, pokes it up the field, drives it up the field, really. And now Indians breaking, it's broken up. High stick there. And Durfee will have possession. 5 minutes to play in regulation. Durfee running out of time. Just had their best chance to score had it not been for a tremendous save. Down the field again for Durfee, trying to create some opportunities. Curran will reset us. Gets by. Now sends one. Gets deflected after she beat Souza. And now Dartmouth ball. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Haskell fired, went right off of her teammate's ankle, Carberry. That'll sting. Out of play. Another whistle here. Haskell will reset. Indians able to keep it up front. Pass in front, and it's saved by Karen. Another shot taken. Loose in front, whistle sounds. Corner coming from Dartmouth, or for Dartmouth, and that's going to kill time as we're under 90 seconds here. Kick save. Almeida sends one towards the goal, and it's cleared out by Durfee. .30 seconds. Dartmouth looking to go 4-0 in the start of this season and pick up yet another shutout. The Indians going to hold on here And a goal that was a tough one for Durfee to swallow, I'm sure. One that wasn't hit too hard, but a challenging one to defend nonetheless. But a 1-0 loss for Durfee as the Indians improve to 4-0 on the season. A competitive game, a gutsy game for Durfee. They almost tied it down the stretch, but defensively really put to the test here. And considering, how Dartmouth has scored in some of their games this season, holding them to just the one, I would say is a win, for Durfee in that respect. But the Hilltoppers now down to a 3-2 record. It's their second loss here on the season. Dartmouth improves to 2-0 in the league, while Durfee drops to 1-1 in the Southeast Conference. Well, it's been great being with you this week here on DCTV for these two games. Again, we'll have more live high school sports next week. Next Friday, the doubleheader. Apponequet coming to town for boys soccer and football, and then the U.S. Band Show next Saturday, the 30th. I will be back with you on Wednesday, October 4th, for more field hockey right here at the stadium. For our great crew behind the scenes, I'm Evan Massoud saying so long from Dartmouth. Enjoy the rest of your week.